Don't worry, darlings. God doesn't judge. That's my job. And judging is exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do with this particular program. Oh boy, let the judgment be swift and mighty. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from the 2300 Arena in South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh boy, oh fucking boy, this goddamn shit show. Look, there were parts of this show that could have really worked if anybody had any goddamn, focus and just could reel a few things back and maybe just let the proper main event programs just get that, big old, spotlight. But no, oh no, oh no, they couldn't do that. They just couldn't. Tony Khan needs a fucking pivot away from some of his long-term booking because guess what? It is not fucking working with some of this stuff. I have supported AEW from the very beginning. I bought the very first pay-per-view. I will continue to buy their pay-per-views as long as I'm able and as long as I'm willing. But the thing is, even with missing maybe 2 Dynamites in the entire nearly 6-year run of AEW Dynamite, I'm starting to wonder, with all the positives that have come with AEW, the fact that there is another promotion for talents to earn big money, get a spotlight, do what they love to do, ply their trade, their craft, whatever. Grow as a performer. I mean, I don't know how many have necessarily grown. But then there are parts over here that make me question what the fuck I'm even doing. And not just with AEW, with wrestling in general. I mean, it really is starting to make me question what the fuck. So maybe by the end of this year, maybe I just ease all the fucking way back. I felt like going all the way forward with a goddamn Mack truck to run over this goddamn show. My God, the first 30 minutes of this show might have actually been the most annoyed that I have been during AEW. And I think you know why. For those of you that have been long-time subscribers to this channel, you know why. Even if you're just a short-time subscriber, you probably can guess why. So Gabe Mid showed up, and Mid is actually too kind because this motherfucker has no goddamn distinctive physique, no personality, nothing. They let him cut a promo. Did New Japan just fucking fire him? They probably should have, for the fact that he pulled out of the G1 because he was injured, but then showed up and did all the bullshit he did on AEW programming. But Tony Khan thinks this guy is worth hiring? Well, I guess because Mariah May went to have her dream live out, on WWE programming, and we all know what Gabe Kidd said about goddamn Blake Mariah Monroe, and I called him Gabe Kidd there because I wanted to make sure that I got the point across. They give him a mic. Why? Seriously, who thought it was a good idea to start with Gabe Mid? Anyway, so Darby shows up, and then we get exposed buckle spots. And why is Darby wanting to not walk by the age of fucking 40? I don't get it. A coffin drop to the outside, and then fucking Yuta shows up. I am so sick of this diseased afterbirth showing up and stumbling and bumbling because he is in over his goddamn overshaped, grown haired head. He does not know what the fuck he's doing. He's fucking terrible at his goddamn job. But, fuck you, Yuta chance. And then attack skateboard to his back. I hope he suffered. I hope it took forever to pull those goddamn tacks out. Because he deserves to suffer for making me suffer his fucking presence. Watching this goddamn dipshit that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Ole versus everyone. Bischoff versus Flair. Brett versus Bill Goldberg. Hogan versus Savage. Me versus the Death Riders now. It's like a mission. I want to see this group die. Just die. Just be disemboweled on goddamn live programming if necessary. Just something. Pivot from this, Tony. Just pivot. Just fucking pivot. You goddamn Millhouse looking nerd. Fuck! Anyway, get Shafir off my TV. Everybody just runs in. We get more Death Rider stuff. We get the OPPs. Hook showed up. What the hell is this theme? And Willow. We have Willow trying to work with Shafir. And God forbid she's trying to throw knee strikes. And you would think that somebody that's allegedly a trained athlete would know what the fuck she's doing. But no, she needs to go home and be a fucking housewife. She needs to go home and fucking do something else. Because you're not cut out for this. You goddamn dumbass bitch. Fuck. I'm sorry for shouting. But God. Somebody needs to sit her down and say, you aren't good at this. I'm trying to be calmer about wrestling. I'm sorry. I am sorry about the yelling, and I'm sorry I get fired up. But this Death Rider stuff has been the worst part of AEW programming for the last year. It has been terrible. The Moxley title reign was the worst title reign they've had. Marina Shafir is a goddamn joke. Yuta's an even bigger joke, because they think he should get in offense on actual grown adults. And while everybody's battling in this, broom closet, we get Darby and Gabe Mid. Gabe Mid tries to hit him with a hammer. And then we get powder in the eyes, and I really hope that he got the powder in his eyes legit, and that he suffers the pain that he basically caused with his words, like saying that Mariah Blake Monroe May wasn't actually telling the truth, as if I would trust Gabe Mid, with, my goddamn car keys, or to tell me the truth that the sun was going to come up tomorrow. Anyway, we got a ether-soaked rag, a body bag. And then he drags him in Darby drags Gabe Mid in the body bag out of the arena. Another day in South Philly. Tony Khan needs to fucking pivot away from this goddamn shit. Wrestle Dream at the latest needs to be the end. You end this, you send Moxley on vacation, you send Yuta to the goddamn child care center that you got him out of, and you send Shafir back to the fucking Indies, where she belongs. I mean, that's even unfair, because the Indies deserve better. Mercedes then took on Alex Windsor for the TBS Championship. I knew what was going to happen. Windsor is not ready for this. She wasn't going to win this. Mercedes' hair and outfit were really stupid and distracting. And yes, they did good stuff. It's not that Mercedes hasn't done well in the ring, but I can't do it. I can't do this anymore. I cannot watch this fake-ass bitch pretend to be some kind of legit star. Does she do good in the ring? Yes. She's fake on promos. She's half the star she actually thinks she is. And good on her for getting a big old payday from Tony Khan. But I'm sorry. I do not want to see her with a bunch of championships that she doesn't deserve. A bunch of championships nobody really fucking knows. Besides maybe 3. The TBS title has never meant less. And we got to roll up for 3. And then Windsor tried to shake her hand. And we got, a flip of the bird, an attack, and then an attempt at the sharpshooter, hit the head. So Windsor just gets the statement maker, the bank statement locked on her. And I'm like, okay, all right, we're going to have a run and we're going to have something. And then Rio's music hits. Rio, why? Why? Why, Tony? Why do you not give up on having a stupid stick bug on this program? She was the worst choice for your goddamn first champion. She wasn't believable. She doesn't make a noise when she hits the goddamn mat. She fucking has no idea what the hell she's doing. And I don't care if she's nice. I do not care if she's the nicest person in the goddamn world. She's not a professional wrestler. Her beating Nyla Rose was a fucking joke. Nyla should have goddamn squashed her. And then, everybody gave a good reaction to Rio. Rio got a good reaction. Okay, so is an outbreak of cholera and syphilis. That doesn't necessarily mean that we won either. I'd rather take a cyanide pill than watch goddamn Riho. Or Yuta. Or fucking Shafir. Seriously? Fucking seriously. You got a locker room full of... You got Willow feuding with this goddamn moron Shafir that can't do anything right. You got Statlander in a tag team with Harley Cameron, and I'm not knocking Harley Cameron one bit. I'm not knocking Statlander, but you could have Statlander take on Mercedes again. They had a couple of really good matches and have Statlander actually win this time. I didn't even want Windsor to necessarily win, but you know what? If it means that I don't have to look at this goddamn fake bitch anymore, good. And I'm sorry, but I will never take Riho seriously. I will never respect her as a wrestler. I do not hate her as a person. I do not wish that she got any of the racist shit that she got, apparently where she left Twitter. That was bullshit. She didn't deserve that. But as far as a wrestler, she is a joke. She needs to be sat down and said, go back to Japan, we'll send you the check. You cannot tell me that there isn't a locker room full of women that could face Mercedes. They have a goddamn stacked locker room. They have Thunder Rosa's injured. But they have a stacked locker room. They could literally do better. And they bring Riho back. For what reason? For what fucking reason? You know what? Tony Khan should just have the same meeting, the same type of meeting that Bischoff had, where he basically said, besides Hogan, Savage, and, Piper, none of y'all drew any money. He might as well do that with the women's roster. Because he's just basically cutting the women's roster off at the goddamn knees. It's a slap in the fucking face. I don't care how nice she is. It's a slap in the fucking face. I really think that I need to not review the next 2 weeks after that. I really think I need to take a break. Renee is with the OPPs. Well, not Shibata. But what's going on with Hook? Ask Hook. Then they sent Hook. Hook wants to fight his own battles, but, you didn't even wait until my body was cold before you replaced me. Well, they needed somebody, and I don't know what the fuck happened. But that when Claudio dropped him on his goddamn head and busted him open and he got a concussion or something. Hook's probably going to turn heel at some point. Joe is very apologetic. I would like to apologize for ever cheering for any of this trios action ideas. Or these trios titles to ever be implemented. Rico Gates showed up, and Ricochet did mention that his issues with the Hurt Syndicate business go back before AEW. Okay, nice reference. Toa Leona chimed in. Bishop Khan chimed in. Good that Bishop Khan got some goddamn promo time. And there we are. They're going to come after the Syndicate. They're going to get squashed by the Syndicate. Taz is in the 2300 Hall of Fame. Good for him. Mark Briscoe comes out and talks about how he wants Fletcher. And there are fuck Don Callis chants. Here's Don Callis. Some of the family is there. The ragtag bunch of people. And Takeshita is going to face off against Briscoe on Saturday. Okay. That's actually something that's pay-per-view worthy. Takeshita is somebody that should be pushed. Briscoe's somebody that should have pushed from the very beginning, but no, they gave him like a Ring of Honor title run that didn't necessarily work. They gave him that feud with Jericho that didn't work. I was there at WrestleDream 2024. It did not work. And then Briscoe basically faced Archer, and I like Lance Archer. And he is a very good, talented big man. He never wins. Briscoe won. I hope that Archer didn't actually hurt his shoulder because it looked like he landed pretty badly. Hopefully he's all right. And then Tony is backstage and how Philly is insane and that if these walls could talk, they would never shut up and that she's in search of competition. I can't write down this stuff and make it make any sense. She makes it work. Don't worry, darlings. God won't judge. That's my job. I'm judging the fuck out of this show. Statlander and Harley, but the wrath is inside Harley. That sounds positively perverted. But Harley's got the cat makeup on. And they're going to go they're going to go after they're going to go after Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford for what Penelope's worth in the ring, which isn't much. And they had Yuta come in and talk again. What? Stop trying to get Statlander to be part of the Death Row. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. You don't need to do that. You definitely don't need to give the power of speech or remind people the power of speech was given to Yuta. Because that's just unfair to those of us that actually deserve to speak. So anyway, Bandito and Brody King. Brodito took on Claudio and Yuta. I said, if Yuta gets in any offense on Brody, where he doesn't literally slap the shit out of him, then it's a joke. It's for the AEW tag titles. They had Yuta get an offense on the Ring of Honor World Champion. I don't care if he's the fall guy. He will never earn my respect. He does not deserve my respect. If he was off this program, if he was on Ring of Honor, I wouldn't care. I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate his mere presence on this goddamn television. Because he sucks. He's not good. And Danielson likes him. Well, Danielson's from Aberdeen, and there ain't a lot of smart people from Aberdeen. I've been there. Trust me, I ain't wrong. So anyway, oh look, more Death Riders stuff. Good God, the 21-plex pinned Yuta. They got the tacks out of his back. That's unfortunate. I hope they hurt when they took him out. And then, but just this Death Rider stuff. Oh, and Darby, here, just stop. Stop. This needs to end in the blood and guts, and Yuta needs to be sent off the goddamn cage through tables. Safely, but write him off television, at least for a year. It's long enough so I can forget he exists. FTR got to Cope and Cage, and whatever. We got Ring of Honor roster members out there, and I I think I'll like the match. I don't like the build. And then a package on Garcia briefly, because him and Mox are going to face off on Collision. And we then get Omega, Hangman, and Jeff Speed against these guys again, a.k.a. the Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, and Alexander. 28 minutes left for another all-star 8-man tag. 2 breaks. They did shit. Didn't need a ref. And I thought I was at the finish. I mean, I watched a little bit of this, but I'm sorry. These matches are all the same. Poison Rana, boom, 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 boom. We just get more stuff going on. The Brainbuster pins Kevin Knight. Couldn't even pin Speedball. Fuck you, Speedball, as MVP said. And then we get more run-ins from the Callis family and a buster on the chair, so Hangman's out. And are we really going to go with Fletcher and Hangman for the pay-per-view? I'm not against it, but Fletcher's not going to win. And I'm not saying Hangman needs to lose now, but that's taking a title. But then again, everybody has a title, so whatever. And then a table's brought out, and Omega gets a brainbuster through the goddamn table, and then he's stretchered out. Again, this is a second stretcher job for Kenny Omega within 3 months. Again, there were things on this show that could have worked. I try to keep the streak going of reviewing AEW, but maybe I need to just take 2 weeks off of TV, watch what appeals to me, and just refresh rollout. It's so embarrassing. Just fucking Riho and goddamn Shafir and fucking Yuta. And I'm sorry, but this Buck stuff ain't working for me. And they're probably going to try to force a face turn, which, yeah, I'll cheer them. I'll cheer them when they're laid out and have words spoken over them because they're birthing piece of craps. Or pieces of crap, that is. Whatever. I cut out WWE because I just got so bored by it. I got so fucking tired of just the blandness. But AEW has positive stuff going on. And then they just keep doing this stuff. The Callis family and the Death Riders are 2 of the worst stables. Outside of House of Torture and Bullet Club War Dogs. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritlin, and until I talk about AEW again, which might be not till All Out, we'll see. Happy trails to y'all.